incredible demonstrations. Dozens and dozens of Iranian demonstrators have paid with their lives for taking a stance against the government. How do you see this playing out? Is this going to be snuffed out by the mullahs in Iran, or are we seeing history here? Are we seeing regime change?
This is just like the other demonstration uprising in Iran, but fortunately, this is a lot stronger. Now, young people are on the streets. They are not afraid.
Yeah.
And I really hope that the world now is time to come stand behind the people. Enough is enough to hiding behind this regime because of their pockets. Let's talk openly. Why we are playing games. All these leaders, they are playing double standard sides. In one hand, they are saying we are in the human rights, we are against the terrorism, we are against the fascism, dictatorship. But in the other hand, they are helping the same people they say that they are not they are against it, they stand behind them, which is mullahs. I'm talking about France, I'm talking about Germany, I'm talking about United States, I'm talking about all the countries. And show the action. Talk is cheap. We want the action. Right now, Iranian people are on the streets.
And it's a very dangerous situation. It's not like here where you demonstrate for 2 hours and you run home and you see if there's a clip on TV or the internet. You are potentially paying with your lives. And, you know, Nasser, I think the tragedy of Iran, if we go back to the 1979 revolution, certainly the Shah was no Boy Scout. But given what the type of leaders that have taken root in Iran since 1979, I would argue even the people who were pro-revolution back then, they're having buyer's remorse. And Iran, it's a very young country. I understand about 70% of the population is under 30. Before Iran fell into, the being ruled by the mullahs, it was very much like a European country, and Tehran was like a European city. And all of that has been stifled in the name of this, radical interpretation of Islam. So I think it would be so wonderful if this is indeed the beginning of the end for this regime.
See, David, unfortunately, if we go back, if we want to talk about Shah, base of the strength of the Islam that created was the Shah himself. He was promoting Mecca, he was promoting the mullahs, all the mullahs, always mullahs around him.
Yeah.
And he was more close to mullahs than the people. And he was implementing mosque here, implementing in our schools from the beginning. You have to be good at the Quran, Islamic lessons that we had to study. Because of that, I used to get beaten up because of I was not good in Quran, in Arabic language. Yes.
Who would beat you?
By the teacher.
Unbelievable.
Yes. So this regime is a baby of old regime. We don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
We want the true democracy.
Okay.
We want the true secularism. We want the religion separate from the politics.
Yeah.
We don't want anymore leaders hiding behind the religion.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
And Nasser, let me ask you about the specific case, the spark that created all these protests in Iran and indeed around the world. It was Miss Amini, a 22-year-old Iranian lady. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. She wasn't wearing her hijab properly, and for that, somehow this young, healthy lady dies mysteriously in police custody. What do you think happened?
I will give you one thing. When there is an election in Iran, the same mullahs paid advertisers, lady. They don't wear a hijab, lipstick, makeup. They are on the streets. Nobody bothers them. But average people, when they're walking, she's walking, she's covered. That's, as they say, is their rule, their law. Their law they want to, by force, they want to send you to heaven. By force, killing you to send you to heaven. That you have to cover your hijab to go to heaven. Iranian people, they say, we don't want your heaven.
Yeah.
We don't want your heaven. We want to go to hell. But let us to be free. And she died. And she is a symbol of this revolution right now.
It is absolutely mind-boggling. As you know, Nasser, I live in Richmond Hill.
Yes.
A very significant Persian population there, I believe 14%. So that's a really big minority group. My dealings in the last 2 decades with Persians, be it friends, colleagues, shopkeepers, restaurant owners, universally positive, except for one. And that would be none other than Majid Johari, the Liberal MP for the riding of Richmond Hill, who incredibly is a supporter of the regime. Because Nasser, everyone I meet, they fled Iran to get away from this nonsense and, dare I say it, barbarism in the case of Ms. Amini.
Please wait.
Even liberals have denounced you, Mr. Johari.
I don't know what you're talking about. Can you kindly wait?
You are associated with someone who is under investigation by CSIS, who has contributed to your campaign. What do you have to say about that?
I've responded to that question already.
Oh, okay. Can you respond right now, sir?
That was in a social gathering, and that fund that
When was that picture taken?
How is it that someone like that gets elected in the first place?
We have to ask that from Trudeau to begin with, that how dare can you have someone like that in your cabinet?
Yes.
That's number one.